All right, it's morning time over here. Thanks for joining me. So, I want to talk about being feminine as a woman. We live in a society that teaches girls to be tough, to defend yourself, to put up boundaries all the time. And you do need to put the boundaries up because there are people all around you who will cut you down like a tree. Just take an axe with their tongue and put you down. But as a woman, what you want to do is you want to enjoy just trying to stay in your center and being feminine, even when you have to put boundaries up. You can do it in a way that's discreet and make someone else look at themselves. Also, I'm working with a ton of men right now who are gentlemen. They will not let me lift things in their presence or carry things that I shouldn't. So, any heavy lifting they pretty much do, it's following their lead. And, I don't have to do all the work. So, that's kind of what you want in life. You want to be free to be open to men and not struggle. I did a video on one of my other channels yesterday just about how I saw a 10-year-old boy next door taking care of like a 2, 4, 7-year-old, and I think maybe another 5 and 7-year-old. Anyways, this is too much. This is too much for a 10-year-old. He's not ready developmentally, and he doesn't really have a childhood. So I went over and I brought over some food because the mom was supposed to bring home pizza, but she hadn't come back. This so reminds me of my mother's upbringing, where she had to take care of her 9 brothers and sisters because she was the oldest, and then she was in an orphanage. So my mother was really rough around the edges. She was. And like this kid said, his sisters were cussing at him, so he slapped him in the mouth. And, I said, look, if you ever get angry or whatever, walk away. And there is that, inability for people to not be able to handle things well, not be able to cope. So, a lot of times we have children being parents and they're raised not to know how to cope in life, and therefore they grow up in life with a distorted view of coping with things. So, you really want to, for me, where I have a channel about abortion and just seeing, that must have been awful for my mother to have to raise 9 of them, like double what he had with hardly any food on the table. The ability of her not being able to cope with even more stress is, sometimes many choices for abortion because women just don't know how to cope. They haven't seen something. So, as you grow out of that lifestyle of seeing women be really rough and they try to handle everything on their own, that's not the way we're meant to be. It's not the way we are meant to carry life. So in order to change this, what we have to do is we have to learn to work from our core essence. And yes, like life can be tough sometimes. No one's going to carry you. No one's going to carry your load all the time and do all the work for you. So for example, when you are in a new job, you need to figure things out. No one's going to, tell you and hold your hand with everything. So there is that balance of figuring things out in life, but yet learn other ways to deal with stuff. Learn how to lean on men around you. Learn how to take advantage of, men leading you and opening the doors for you and doing all that. And that is where your essence of femininity comes from. It comes in knowing your identity. It comes in knowing that you are God is your everything. I just watched a video today on this. God is your everything, and He is where the beauty is. And the more you're centered on Him, the more beautiful you're going to feel. And then, as He has designed men and women to be equal but different roles, you want to let the men carry you. And without men in your life and around you as a woman, you will be hardened, and you will not, it's almost like you can't survive, like you can't breathe without the love of men around you. So you need it. And in order to get it, you have to be very open with men. And you, not all men, okay, not all men deserve your trust or feeling safe with you, because when you feel safe, trust is earned. So not all men deserve this, but pick specific men that you can be open to and you can just flourish with their love. And they also need to feel respected. And if you start putting those walls up and put them down, they are going to be turned away. So it's a real careful dance or walk with the men that you put yourself around. And be very careful that the men are taught to respect women, because if they hate women, they're not going to treat you well. So that's what I've got for today about learning how to be very feminine. Take advantage of the men who know how to be men and they know how to treat you well, and allow that to soften you, allow it to open you up, and not be fearful and feel beautiful and loved, because that is really, other than God, God is first always. Don't ever just go to a man for love because you're chasing something that isn't going to happen. But allow really good men who are really skilled at dealing with women to be around you, and it's just going to enhance your life. And also sisters who really love the Lord. Put them around you, because then they will encourage you and build you up. So that's what I have for the feminine essence today. And just walk with God daily, dance with Him daily, enjoy His presence, because He's where the real beauty is.